Welcome back. Give me a thumbs up right away, guys. If you're watching on your phone, just double tap the screen. It'll give you a thumbs up. All right, guys. I have got a list of stuff to do on Blue. It's filthy for one. Do I care? Nope. All right, I am in a pinch. I've only got 113 days till this has got to be in Tennessee for the cruise. It will run Tail of the Dragon September 13th. Yeah. Now, those of you that's been around the channel for quite a while knows that when I put this together, the final push, it was a whirlwind. There was a few things that I didn't complete, a few things I didn't finish. That's okay. I wanted it on the road. I'm tired of it set. I've had it on the road for 3 years now, which one of the years it was tore back apart doing the LS swap. And we'll get to that. There's a few things I don't like about it, and I'm going to correct that. Okay, guys, you can see I got a pink board up. All right, this side is must be done. Double check why my brakes are spongy. Fix the transmission leak. Look up a fuel gauge, and that's going to take taking the bed off to get to it. The wipers, I have to figure that out because the chassis is a 94, which is a negative ground system. The 65 is a positive ground system for the wipers. So I have to figure that one out to get those to work. Headlight adjusters, I bought some at CarQuest and they are not good. They come loose all the time. I'm going to get good headlight adjusters. The headlights are great. I bought those at Street Rod Nationals in Louisville, I don't know, 15 years ago or so. I put them in my truck 3 years ago. Okay. Hitch support. I put the hitch in the bumper. When I widened the bumper, I put a receiver there and I filled this in. I want to clean this area up just a little bit more, make it, you know, a little more presentable. But the hitch is this big. Yes, the bumper's strong enough for small things, and I have towed cars with this, but I want to come off of this and come up and tie it into the frame so there is no questions that bumper is going to stay there. I should be able to tow anything with this that I can with that. Same updated engine, tranny, rear end, suspension, you know, all that should be fine. Let's see. Hood hinges, the springs. The way I did this, I'm going to set you down so I can open the hood because, yeah, I designed hood hinges many years ago and I've sold several sets, but I have never been able to accomplish getting struts or springs or anything like that to hold up the hood. I can put 4 struts on it and it'll hold it up, but it's really stiff to pull back down. 2 will not hold it up, but it helps. So, I designed those hood hinges and designed the strut locations and stuff, but I'm going to redesign this a little bit. You're going to want to stay tuned on this one because it's going to be fun. Let's see. First thing I got to do is get the hood off of it. I want it out of my way. So, I'll redesign that, get that taken care of. Let's see. The passenger door, it has settled just a little bit and it's rubbing my rocker panel right there. Chipped the paint. I need to realign the door. I'm gonna double check both sides, make sure everything's good. Let's see. Mirrors. Yes, those are factory mirrors, but not for this truck. This truck had little plugs in these holes. This truck had highway mirrors. I've got a set that I acquired after I finished the truck, of course. I'm gonna paint them white, just like they were way back when. And I'm gonna mount them on there. I wanna be able to see behind me. And these mirrors, I don't know if any of you has ever used these mirrors, but they absolutely suck. 1 week after I got the truck on the road, I went to back it in my parking spot, my gate closed, and I didn't see it in the mirror. Boom, there she wrote. Let's see. Bumps and bruises, which you just seen that bump. We got another little bobo right here. We're gonna take care of that. Now when I did this, I made this whole front end a one-piece front end. Notice there's no seams. Shaved the front bumper when I did all that. Let's see. I'm going to do an overall inspection on this thing. I'm going to go through, double check all the body mounts, make sure they're all nice and tight. Believe it or not, I have lost 2 of them. When you go to this extent of building a vehicle, things happen. They've got a break-in period, all that good stuff. I want to check all my suspension, make sure all that's in good shape. My exhaust, all that good stuff. Seat belts. This is a 94 floors and firewall. It has the seat belt provision right there. And the seats out of a 97. I can put all 3 seat belts in there. The only thing I'm gonna have to do, which they did not do back in the 60s, I have to drill and put a lug right there for the shoulder. I've done that a few times. And you can see right there, this door needs adjusted too. I just noticed that. Yep. Okay. There's another thing, you know. Like I said, I'm going to go through and adjust everything, realign the body panels, make sure everything's good to go. On the last thing on the must be dones. Now, this list might get added to. Keep that in mind. But on the last thing for the must be dones, while I have the hood off and in here working on the wiper system, the fresh air comes in right here. Okay, so If fresh air can get in right there, what else gets in there? Rain, or car wash water, or you know, anything. The way I did the heat system in this, I kept the heat and air for the 94. I'll just open this door here. Let me move this. I don't want to open it up into it. So, look at that big, ugly blob underneath my dash. I'm going to get rid of all that. I want it all gone. I had to bump out my dash to be able to fit my heater controls and the radio. Well, for one thing, I don't need a radio, but it's going to stay. If I get rid of this, I can bring that back the way it was factory. I hate this. This truck, I wanted to keep looking factory original, and I hated having to do that. This was not original to the truck, but this is factory for 60 to 66 Chevy trucks. Factory air conditioning. Very, very rare option. Now, they do make aftermarket air conditioning vents. This is an original. I need to find me another section from another dash. I want to redo all that. Get that flush back in there. Now, what am I going to do without heat and air conditioning? Well, that falls back on. Oh, and I want to get rid of them stupid Jeep door catches. Yeah, I need to write that on my list. Let's see, we just went over that. I want to put vintage air in this thing. I don't know anything about air conditioning and that kind of stuff. That's why I wanted to keep the factory, but yeah, not so happy with it. So I'm going to be relying on some people on that. I gotta have cup holders. I gotta have a place for my coffee and charge ports. I want to put several of them in this. We're gonna have 3 adults in this truck going on that cruise. All 3 of us have cell phones. Not only that, GoPros. I don't know if you've noticed, I've got a GoPro mount right there on my bumper. I also have a wand that sticks in the hitch and sticks up above the vehicle and does an overview. Gives you an overview of driving down the road. That's really cool. Let's see. I would like to make either panels to dress up the engine bay, clean it up a little bit. I don't like the looks of the newer motors. They're fugly. And I hate seeing all the wiring. There's a few other things that I just might add to the list later, but right now, that's a good starting point. Now, these are funds be done. So, if the funds are there, these will get done. Some of the stuff I can already do because I've got them. Cup holders, I'll make them. Let's see, the charging ports, I bought a set for this truck 6 years ago off that Jungle website, and I never put them in. I have never drove this truck that far out of town. The farthest it's been was Troy, which is what, 25 miles? Now, I have done a lot more driving at one time, but that's the farthest it's been away from here. There's a few more things that I want to take care of. You know, looks like a little bit of issue there I'm going to have to look at. I made this bed. Honestly, I think it's held up pretty good because I've drove this down some pretty rough roads, and that's the only spot I see where the flex has got to it. Yeah, this side, well, it's just starting. So, you know, I want to take care of some of that stuff. Let's see. I never wet sanded or buffed this truck when I put it on the road. In fact, when I painted this truck, I did it in such a hurry. I primed the whole truck, come in the next day, grab my DA, and 320 grit the whole truck. Dry, 320. When I painted this truck, I blew it off with an air hose and I painted this truck. I didn't care. I wanted it done. I wanted it all one color, presentable, and it did it. Believe it or not, this thing came in third place out of 600 and something vehicles in the very first show I've ever entered. Very first show this truck's ever entered. That blew my mind. And that's with, in my opinion, a crap paint job. That's a driver job right there. You can see the ripples and the dieback and all that stuff. And you can see Dad was in here barefooted the other day, walking across my hood. I just want to dress it up, take care of a few issues that I've had with it, things that I wasn't happy with, and take it one step better. Do I want to go out and just win shows? No, I don't even care about that. Is it cool? Yes. It blew my mind when they handed me that trophy, which I need to get that trophy in here. When I repaint this truck, this is going back factory. I debated long and hard because I've always liked the look of the white top on these trucks. After I got it on the road, I realized that was not this truck. This truck started life this color all the way. Oh, yeah, shows you how quick I did that. There's a run right there. I didn't care. I didn't wet sand, buff, nothing. I sprayed it and drove it. I just wanted to show you what we are getting ready to start on the members videos. I'm gonna pull the bed off of it. I gotta pull the back bumper off, but I'm gonna pull the bed off of it, get it out of my way, and I'm gonna inspect everything in there. I'm gonna get the fuel gauge working, and I know people are gonna gripe, but I'm gonna pull the gauge cluster out of the crew cab. That gauge cluster is going in here. It's an analog gauges from Speedway Motor. I really, really like those gauges, and I really, really hate this Dakota Digital. Not impressed. Not impressed at all with that. Yeah. When I do the vintage air, I put these in here. I think these come out of a 95 Silverado. I'm gonna make sure all that's hooked up. My speaker covers are coming loose. I don't even want the speakers there. I don't like that. I'm gonna put a box behind the seat. I'm gonna take the steering wheel off, and I want to put a similar to what was factory in here, but it's got to be smaller because, you know, that's tight. I'm gonna try to find one that looks similar to the factory but smaller in diameter. Let's see. I had the column all painted up, and just before we went to get it on the road, me and Eric was messing with the electricals and found out something inside the column was messed up, so I put this column in there. I did not paint it. I want to paint it. I want to put my visor in. This truck never had a passenger visor. I've got one upstairs, so I'm going to put a visor on each side. Like I said, I just want to doll my truck up and make it comfortable for that trip. Also, on the members thing, my dad has 68 Impala convertible that me and him did back in the early to mid 80s. I think we got it on the road in like 86. It was the Indianapolis pace car, and the motor's tired, transmission's tired, the brakes are tired. He bought 4-wheel disc brakes for that car, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. They're still sitting in the box. We're gonna put those on it. We're gonna upgrade his brake system. And you guys have seen this sitting around the shop. That engine is brand new. Everything, 100% of that is brand new. The block, the heads, everything inside, that is going in that Impala. I've got a brand new transmission in the front. The only thing that's not brand new is the case. He is going to have a brand new 350 with a 350 turbo in that car. And I believe he is going on our cruise with us. I might need you guys' help to help push him, because it's a lot for me to get him convinced to go. But I think he would have an absolute blast of a time. And if he goes, this and the Impala are going to drive from Sydney down there to the Dragon and back. But if he don't go, I'll probably trailer my truck down. Just because, you know, 3 adults in a little bitty truck like this. All right, guys. I just wanted to give you a rundown of what was going on, what I had planned, and stuff like that. So, next video, we start ripping. Have a blessed one.